そちらエクササイズできないから。
But, I would always, when we're doing these kinds of things, check with a real estate attorney to help you take, advantage of these opportunities.
Okay, and is that law that we're speaking about, is that, not universal, but across the board federally? It's not based on state to state?
That's right. Yeah, it has to do with capital gains taxes, which are which are federal. And so that anybody who inherits property from a federal level would enjoy that step up in basis.
Okay. Well, here's a little bit, another part to throw into the scenario. I am on disability. I'm almost totally blind. And I had heard recently from another blind friend that if you were on disability or handicapped, that you could avoid, I don't know what you have to file, taxes on things like this. Is that correct?
I'm not aware of that. It certainly may be true. Do you use a CPA to file your taxes each year, or do you do that yourself?
We use a CPA, and we also have a financial advisor.
Oh, great. Yeah, it sounds like you're well planned. Yeah, I would just check in with your CPA on that. Let he or she advise you on that. There may well be some opportunities there. There are plenty of provisions that relate to certain disabilities, and they could give you some specific current information on that.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, and for your ministry, we greatly enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Joy. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for calling today. Milton, I've got less than 60 seconds. Give me your question quickly.
Yes, my question is about first-time home buyer. I recently moved from Florida to Alabama, and one of the houses I was trying to buy, the bank told me that in order to reduce the interest rate, it was required by the federal law in this situation right now to buy the point. So I could have bought 0.25 points, 1 or 2 points, to lower the interest rate from I believe it was 7.25 to about 6.75. So I would like to get back on that.
Yeah, I don't typically like buying rates down, and I'm not sure why they said you were required to do that. So let's do this. I'm going to have you stay on the line. We'll get a bit more information about your question, and we'll see if we can get you back on the program tomorrow to talk about this further. Milton, hang on the line. Our team will grab your information, and we'll be in touch with you. By the way, folks, if you're looking for a mortgage and you'd like a partner that shares your values, check out Movement Mortgage at movement.com/faith. Great partners of ours here at Faith and Finance, American Family Radio. Hey, I couldn't do this without my team, Pat Montague, Devin Patrick, and Jim Henry. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for being with us on the program. Come back and join us tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
90.5 KTXG, Greenville, Dallas.
Camera speed.
Action.
American Family Studios is made up of a team of producers, directors, and writers.
Austin Brooks, director of American Family Studios.
The heart of what we do at American Family Studios is to support and affirm the mission of American Family Association.
American Family Studios products are available at afastore.net. This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association. For American Family News, I'm Chris Woodward. Authorities in various parts of the country are investigating shootings. At least 9 people were shot this morning in Washington, D.C. A shooter in a bulletproof vest killed 5 people in Philadelphia on Monday. 30 people were shot in Baltimore on Sunday. Prospective U.S. citizens may have to start showing they have a grasp of the English language. Fox's Evan Brown has more.
Former President Donald Trump took a lot of criticism for changes made to the test administered to immigrants looking to become U.S. citizens. President Biden reverted the test to the 2008 version when taking office, but now U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is updating the exam again to require test takers to view photographs and describe the scenarios in understandable verbal English. It is a change from just verbally answering personal questions. Some immigrant groups suggest it makes the test harder to pass.
An effort by California to stand up for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community in Republican-controlled states may have backfired. Fox's William LaJeunesse explains.
Democrats hoped for a kind of economic blackmail, but instead of forcing states to act more like California, nearly half the country is off limits to scholars and sports teams unless they can get private funds.
Some California lawmakers are suggesting the state lift the ban and instead initiate what they're calling a marketing campaign promoting inclusion. A conservative activist disagrees with former President Donald Trump's idea of holding a rally instead of participating in the first GOP presidential debate. Here's Chad Groening with more.
Trump believes as a huge front-runner, he might not attend the August 23rd debate in Milwaukee. Trump says he sees little value in debating candidates like former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who has been very critical of Trump, but received just 1% support in a recent Fox poll. Now the former president says he might plan some counter-programming to the debate. Robert Knight is a conservative activist and a columnist for the Washington Times.
It's probably likely that all the other nominees would go after Donald Trump because he's so far ahead in the polls. And a case could be made that this would detract from what the Republicans ought to be doing, which is going after President Biden and the Democrats and what they've done to our country. If Trump becomes the focus, that takes the focus off Biden, and that's not a good thing for the Republican Party.
Still, Knight believes Trump ought to join the debate.
It would enhance his stature, not detract from it. He may attract many people to this rally, but he's got to go for a wider audience.
I'm Chad Groening.
In final news, the European Union is considering a law that would regulate how businesses use artificial intelligence. Steve Jordahl reports it's the first of its kind, but is it enough?
The EU Parliament approved a draft resolution that would ban outright using AI for real-time facial recognition systems in public places, predictive policing tools, and social scoring systems. It would put strong restrictions around using AI to help with voting and in social media, and it would mandate transparency for AI systems like ChatGPT. Michael Morris of MRC Free Speech America says all good ideas, but the fox is guarding the henhouse.
AI actually works by collecting data that already exists and supposedly synthesizes that information to provide some sort of average in response. The risk lies in the fact that these are the very same companies, big tech companies, that are responsible for censoring conservative thought. They're the ones that are writing these algorithms.
The tech companies that are developing these AI systems are the same ones that have been censoring and canceling conservative speech in America.
So the inherent and growing danger is that these big tech companies will use AI technology to amplify what they're already doing to expunge conservative thought and ideas from the public conversation altogether.
So in addition to the measures already under consideration in the European Union, Morris recommends a dose of democracy and liberty.
The answer here is to provide transparency, provide clarity on hate speech, provide equal footing for conservatives, and then for American tech companies, American AI companies, it's to mirror the First Amendment.
I'm Steve Jordahl.
And that's all our time for now. Find more news on afn.net. Thanks for listening.
Hi, this is Miki Addison. Join me, my husband Will, and our kids for AFA at the Ark. We'll also be joined by Wesley and Walker Wildman and their families as we host a mini conference at the Ark Encounter October 26th and 27th. AFA has reserved a block of rooms at the Marriott Cincinnati Airport Hotel, which will be available at a discounted price. Space is limited. Learn more and register at marriagefamilylife.net. And I hope to see you at the Ark.
Welcome to Today's Issues, offering a Christian response to the issues of the day. Here's your host, Tim Wildman, President of the American Family Association.
American Family Radio Network. Yes, it's live. We didn't go live on Monday or Tuesday because we were off this week here at our offices here at American Family Association, American Family Radio, celebrating America's birthday with our families and friends just like you were, most of you anyway. I'm Tim Wildman with Ed Battagliano. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Tim.
And we want to welcome back our friend from the Great White North, Fred Jackson.
Yeah, great to be back. Great to be back, I tell you.
I know you don't want to relive it, Fred, but we all read the headlines. Millions of Americans and Canadians experiencing travel Hades, shall we say.
Yeah, it's one thing to read headlines, it's another to live and go through it.
Now, for those who don't, you went home to visit your folks and your family and so forth in Nova Scotia.
Correct.
As you do that annually in the summer, right?
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
The trip up was fine.
You went from where to where to where?
Tupelo, Nashville, Philadelphia, Halifax.
Gotcha.
That was the route.
And on the way home, it didn't go smoothly. What happened?
Well, I was supposed to leave Halifax to fly back to Philadelphia on a Tuesday afternoon, 2:30. That would have been Tuesday last week.
Right.
Get on the airplane, all the luggage done, all the people are on, push back from the gate, and we taxi out, and he was on what we call the button of the runway. In other words, the next thing to happen was a full thrust takeoff.
Yeah.
And we sat there. 30 seconds goes by, 60 seconds goes by, and I say to the lady next to me, something ain't right.
Yeah.
And finally the captain comes on and he says, we just got notification that they've done a ground stop in Philadelphia. And what that means is any planes getting ready to take off to head to Philadelphia, you're staying put because we got really bad weather.
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning storms, the whole thing. So we pull off to the side because they say the ground stop's going to be about an hour. And I've grown skeptical of those predictions. So after an hour, he comes on again. The captain says they're extending another hour. But he says, I've got really bad news for you now. They have regulations, the FAA, on how many hours a day a pilot can work.
Right.
Pilot comes on and says, I started my day early this morning in St. Louis. So I'm out of time. So we're going to take you back to the terminal, and we have to unload.
Get another crew.
No, there's no other crew.
Oh.
There's only one American flight a day into Halifax.
Okay.
All right. So
American Airlines.
American Airlines. All right. So we get off, and we're going to spend the night in Halifax. No hotels available in the airport area. All blocked up. So I get to do a Tom Hanks live in the airport for 24 hours.
Goodness.
Next
for how many hours?
Oh, it's at least 24 hours that I'm there at the airport. Next morning, we're supposed to. They told us American Airlines said you can use the passes that you had from yesterday this morning. So we're all there. We're waiting to get back on again, go through TSA and American Immigration. All of a sudden, I see an American immigration official walk over to the American Airlines official. They're having a very serious discussion. This doesn't look good.
Yeah.
And what it was, the American Immigration Customs said American Airlines had to create a whole new flight number and manifest. They were going to reject the flight number from the day before. So we wait. All of that has to go through the...
At this point, I'm leading the coup, Fred. I'm taking over that cockpit. I'm zip tying that guy's hands right there and we're gone. But anyway, go ahead.
So eventually we do get on the airplane and we get to Philadelphia. But the problem is, as you were pointing out, this was a big problem about this time last week.
Right.
And so I get to Philadelphia, and of course I've missed my connection to Nashville. And they say, Mr. Jackson, the next connection we can get you is tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. So now we're into Wednesday. I do get a hotel in Philadelphia. Finally get to Nashville, but it's too late for the connection to Tupelo. So spend the night in Nashville. Finally get to Tupelo 48 hours after I was supposed to. So that was the story. but I was amongst millions who experienced that.
Well, Fred, I'm just going to tell you that is a story I've heard repeated countless times, and I'm just sorry. That's what happens when you fly to a third world nation. So that's a third world nation
right there is on America.
That's what I'm saying. Third world nation, our country.
I got you.
Yes.
When it comes to flying, anyway.
You know, I feel sorry for the American ground agents who have to deal with. They had American Airlines had one agent in Halifax to deal with 128 people, and trying to explain to them and try to keep them cheerful, because when it's weather related, they don't give you hotels.
Right.
They give you a food voucher worth about $20, and you don't get change if you only have a hamburger.
Right.
That's your $20 hamburger.
That really does take a specially trained person to deal with the public with travel, especially air travel.
It is.
Because people get upset, they get angry.
Mm-hmm.
They, even if it is just weather, people want to know, why did you let it storm? It's just, people get unreasonable, and it's really not you always have to remember, it's not the flight attendants.
Right.
Excuse me, not the flight attendant. It's not the person at the desk, because I don't know what you would call them, representative.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. They don't make the calls. But they get the brunt of the emotional reaction, right?
It's like complaining to the cashier, if there are any remaining in our grocery stores, complaining about food prices.
Yeah.
No, they don't do it. They're not doing it. They're just trying to check you out.
They're the first one you see.
By the way, that movie Terminal with Tom Hanks, you ever seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's pretty special.
It is. But you do get, because of delays, you do get to meet people and talk about their experiences in life. There's one couple from Cleveland, I think it was part of this ordeal. They had traveled by train across Canada. They had flown to Vancouver and traveled by train. It was a bucket list thing. They were retired, and they traveled across the whole. I've never done this in Canada. Travel across the whole country by train, and then they were going to fly back from Halifax back home. So I got to meet them. They're a lovely couple, and they kind of just. He was one of those. They have an observation area there at the Halifax airport, and several of us. That's where we slept that night. He slept well. He snored the whole night on a bench, on a very hard bench. But it was great that way to get to meet people.
時間無駄にしないように行って早めに行ってウェイトとかの用意しとかないとエクササイズできないので、みんなと一緒にできるように今日は早めに行っていつものとこいるから一応ね。頑張ってきて。